What is this? Alright. So I'm actually going to have you show it to her because I want to just see if we can establish where your trust levels are with, where her trust levels are with you. I guess just you can just use. Hold on, I'll take the foam piece away.
Oh, okay.
I think. So go ahead and bring her into the middle, only in case she decides she's got to run, scoot, whatever. We don't want her to run you or her into the fence. Yeah. So she's never. I mean, she's had blanket exercises done. Somebody bit you in the butt, huh? Or you rubbed yourself. So she does know how to have things put up over her head. She knows how to wear something on her back, but I've never attempted to put anything saddle-like on her.
Like tight.
Yep, because I never had the intention of starting her. I can't tell you that we'll see how she progresses as far as her strength or whatever, but we'll see if she can maybe even just turn into a pony or something, if she can handle that weight-wise. I love.
What do you think?
Okay, so now what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you kind of fold it under your arm, and I'm going to have you bring put it under your right arm, and then I'm going to have you bring it over and stand next to her and see if you can't touch her with it standing next to her. Scary, huh? Yeah. Okay. So now see if, so you're going to step off of her for a second.
Okay.
And then what I want you to do is I want you to see if you can now take it, if you can pinch it in your hand, that's great. If you can touch her. So I try to touch them on the neck, like kind of in front of the shoulder first to make sure, because if you touch them in front of the withers, I'm sorry, baby, she's thinking I'm tapping her away. If you touch them in front of the withers, often that's like, this is more safe zone in interaction with humans.
Okay.
Where once you start getting back here, this is where mountain lion could kill them. Okay. So they become very protective of anything from the withers back.
Okay.
So if you can touch her on the neck with it, so if you can pinch it in your hand or something to kind of get like one grip, so that if she were to start to run away, you still can control her.
So just like this.
Yeah, pinch it in half and like a taco. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and then just if you can touch her on the neck and she doesn't run off, then try to rub her on the neck with it. That smells like a lot of different horses. That one's been on at least 100 horses.
Yeah.
Okay, see if she'll let you touch her behind the wither.
Just kind of keep going.
Yep. Okay, and don't go further than where the saddle would normally go.
Okay. Yeah. You're okay with that? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So now what you're going to see is to see if you can't lay it folded on her back.
Okay, so just like this.
Yep.
Now should I just kind of like lay it there? Or
Yeah,
just kind
just
of like
you're putting it on a table.
Good girl.
Okay. So now I'm going to have you take a little bit more control of the rope, so it's maybe only sagging down to her chest instead of down to the ground. Don't wrap it around your hand, so don't do it as loops. Do it like back on itself. Okay, you can take it off and then fix your rope. That's good. And here's my host. Let's see if I can. Hi, baby.
and go ahead and just like lay it on her again.
Yep. And if she's fine with that this time. Okay, so now this is a good time to start paying attention to what their face tells us, okay? So what is her face telling you right now? do you think?
It looks focused and paying attention to me, but not really scared.
Right.
Like
so
just attentive.
worried about something that, and she's more internal about it. So she's actually not focusing on you. She's focusing on what she can see on her back. Now, often horses, if they're looking at you, so in this case, we're going to try to keep her with her head slightly tilted towards you, only because if she suddenly gets it out of this eye and it's alarming because you're doing everything from this side, she may jump that way.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you keep her kind of pointed towards you so she can't see it out of the other eye right now. You're okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see if we can't go ahead and open it up and try to just lay it over her back.
It goes that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good girl.
Okay.
Good girl.
Now we're going to see if we can walk her with it and see if she can feel it on her back. Good. Okay, now.
You're okay. You're okay.
Okay. So don't stand directly in front of her. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and see if we can't reach under. So when you learn how to girth a horse, don't come from this way.
Okay.
You're going to come from this way. And the reason you're going to come from this way is so you can keep an eye on those back feet.
Okay.
So, and you're not going to get down here and get like this.
Okay.
You're going to go and you're going to reach behind this leg with this hand. And you're going to reach and see if we can't put it under her belly and see what her response to that is. When she stops moving, we're going to go ahead and let it back down.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, if she doesn't move, go ahead and let it back down.
Girl. Good girl.
The nice thing about bareback pads is it's a little bit different than a saddle. We can have it actually loose on her and not be at risk of it sliding under her belly and becoming this big tangle problem.
Okay.
Where a saddle has the stirrups and everything, so we want to make sure it's always tight. Okay, so she's very trusting girl, so we're gonna go ahead and just keep plugging along until we find a spot that we have to work on. Okay, so go ahead and reach under there and grab that. Good girl. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this loop through. So right now you could still get away with, like if you were using a regular saddle, you could still get away with undoing it all and getting it off her quickly.
Okay.
Once you loop it through here and then back through there, now you're committed to getting it tied.
You're okay.
So in her case, you might be able to get to a notch.
Okay.
Okay, okay. So we're going to want to make sure that once we get it looped through twice, we want to make sure that we get it fastened.
Okay.
So it's kind of a timely thing. Okay. So why don't you take this rope and throw it over your elbow?
Okay. You're okay. You're okay.
This way, if she were to panic, you can pinch your elbow closed and it'll hold the rope.
Okay. All right. So I sort of kind of understand. So I'm going to go.
So you're going to now fish it towards her body and then back down in through.
It's going to go up through here, around through here, and back again?
Yes.
Okay. You're okay. You're okay. Good girl.
Okay, so now you're committed.
Okay.
So find a way to get it into one of those holes. Not super tight.
Right there, okay, to start with?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Oh, wait, is that how it goes?
Yeah, it's just going to kind of sit.
Oh, okay, just like that.
For right now, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now, do we have another hole, do you think? We do have another hole. Go ahead and find another hole.
Try to go one more tighter.
Yep. Okay, yep. Now do it fast. Like just get, there we go. Okay.
You're okay.
Okay, go ahead and we're going to take her for a little walk, but
do I leave this hang down or?
You could tuck it back up on top if you want.
How does
just tuck it back in the top D ring.
I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
Don't worry about that. Just tuck it in there.
Tuck it like that. Okay.
Mhm. Prepared to get out of her way if she were to suddenly jump.
Girl.
This is the point where some horses suddenly start bucking like a bronco. You want to make sure that you're prepared to kind of, even if you have to push off of her to get away from her. Okay.
Girl.
So go ahead and bring her back in the middle. Anytime you do anything that could potentially cause your horse to jump around, you want to do everything where the rails on all sides are as far away as possible. So you want to do everything kind of in the center.
You're such a good girl.
Okay, so because she's being so good, I'll just show you how the loops go. Okay, so you would come in, back in this way, and you come towards her.
Okay, so
Okay.
that just kind of goes.
And then
up
you're
like
going to fold it across.
that. Okay, that
come
part I
back up.
remember. It goes there and then through like a bow tie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I couldn't remember how that.
Yeah,
part
that
worked.
normally we wouldn't use. But because we needed to fasten it quickly for her and there was a hole that we could use. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can't tighten it on her.
Okay, good girl. Good girl. You're such a good girl. You're such a good girl.
Okay, and this is just going to have to hang. Which is fine. The more stuff she gets used to dangling, the better.
You're such a
Okay,
good
go ahead and
girl.
take her for a little walk. She may panic because of that dangly thing,
Good girl.
but that's truly no different than if one of their blanket straps comes loose and they spend the whole day with one of their belly straps undone. Okay, now what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you do like 90-degree turns because I want her to feel it bend on her. Get her up so you can keep an eye on her. I don't want you
Okay.
to have to look back at her.
Okay.
I want her to definitely be in the right position so that way if she is suddenly going to panic, you'll see it in her face before she's on
Okay.
top of you.
Okay.
And I want you to make sharp 90-degree turns. I want her to feel that rip her.
Shift a little bit.
Yep, because
Okay.
it'll pinch her into her ribs on this side and it'll pull on this side.
Okay.
So I want her to feel what that feels like, and then we're going to make 90-degree turns in both directions.
Okay.
But only in this direction right now. Then you're gonna change sides.
Okay. Right.
Yep, get her up. So where she is right now, like where I want you to keep her, is for your safety. So I want you to know where she is. I don't want her to be behind you.
Okay.
Behind you is running the risk of her turning around and jumping on top of you. Don't let her behind you. See how she's behind you? I need
Yeah.
her with you.
Okay.
It's for your safety, so it's important. Hi, sweetheart. I love you too. I know. I see. There you go. That's better.
I have to like stop and pivot.
Yep. You pivot. She does all the work. Yep. There you go. Okay. Now,